Alright listeners, I hope you just like that song we just played. Right now we're back. You're now tuned in to the Knockout Radio Show. Back here with Faunas and Talo. We're actually in your gym. Pretty nice and clean. It smells good too because there will be several gyms, boxing gyms I went to, and oh man, they don't smell that good, especially when you have a workout. But let's go ahead and check this. What is this?
This is the uppercut bag.
Uppercut bag? For a boxer, for a Muay Thai kickboxer, or
any art that throws punches, any art that has an uppercut in their arsenal, this is useful. You can be in Kung Fu, and if Kung Fu throws uppercuts, this is a bag to practice it on.
How is it different from a regular? Is it because, you know, like,
yeah,
there's no more padding?
No, it's just the lateral angle, and the fact that it cuts off right here gives you the ability to get up under and go up and do an upward motion, because the primary target for the uppercut punch is the head. You know, the reason I say the head is because typically when you throw an uppercut, you're going to hit him up under the chin. But the reason that I say the head and not the chin is because the guy might be bending over, he might be sideways, and if you throw the uppercut, no matter what angle his head is at, you can hit the head regardless. But typically, in theory, the uppercut is usually a strike to the chin, you know, but then it's also a strike to the body, but they call it a body hook. You know, an uppercut to the body is actually called a body hook, but it's done in the motion of an uppercut. Only thing is the angle is just slightly different, going more in this way versus up this way. So the only difference between a body hook and an uppercut is the target.
Okay. Are you able to show us an example?
Yeah.
Give it a couple punches or anything, or kicks? Sure. Remember viewers, this is exclusive. Only from OCBoxingAcademy.com. Zulu Kai Boxing.
Rear hand uppercut and the lead hand uppercut are both done slightly different. Okay, the rear hand uppercut, all I have to do is rotate right there. Just rotate my hip and just turn. And also, you got to tuck your chin to the shoulder that you're hitting, or the side that you're hitting with. Keep your hip behind it. Keep your elbow behind your wrist. Chin down, push your hip. I'm not hitting with my arm, I'm hitting with my body. Okay, and then when I go with the lead hand, I gotta drop a little bit. I dip here. I dip, throw it right there. Versus doing this. Okay, you know? So when I'm doing with the lead hand, I gotta generate a little bit more power because it's in the front. So that's why I dip a little bit here. Don't do a big over-exaggerated movement like that. I don't release my hand from my face until I'm on my way to the target. So you don't do this, do this. Bring it back. Okay? Then tuck my chin tight, my shoulder. Make sure this hand is up. You don't want your hands falling on either side.
Now I was going to ask, I really appreciate that demonstration. I noticed a lot of movement, hip movement. There's one of the famous trainer, Coach Freddie Roach. There was an interview done by him a while back where he said boxing is 60%, 60% like hip movement and leg movement and 40% punch. Like what you demonstrated with your hip movement, does it make a big impact versus just standing still?
Yeah, because if I just punch like this, that's how you would throw an uppercut with no body movement. Just kind of stand there, move your arm. This is incorrect. See? That's about 40%. Okay. But when I do it this way, if you watch my body mechanics, I push my whole body behind that.
Yeah, there you go.
My hip, driving forward. Every time I throw, shoot. Versus.
So yeah, leg movement and hip movement makes a very big difference, huh?
So that's the difference between a trained fighter and an untrained fighter. If you get hit by one of us, you're gonna feel it.
That's a good way of putting it. You heard that, everybody. If you get trained by us, you're gonna feel it. So let's go ahead and talk about this. What's this?
This is a double wind bag. Both of these are double wind bags. There's a lot of reasons you can use this. This is a shorter rhythm than that one. In other words, it's a quicker return. That one over there has a long rhythm. Okay. This is for lighter, quicker punches. You need more speed. Okay, so that's so that you develop better timing and quickness, because when you're throwing power shots come all the way back home. Okay, but when you're throwing quicker pop shots, they don't come all the way back home. They kind of stay out there and go. This helps you develop that.
Yeah, as I can see it, it helps you enhance your jab skills, huh?
Jab, pretty much
Anything.
any punch you can in your arsenal, you can throw it out there.
Because I see fighters, use it for dodging too, right? Can you do that?
Yeah, that one is probably better.
Okay.
At least in our gym.
Okay.
Each gym has their own routine
right.
that they put on, so nobody's right and wrong in that regard. It's just about what the trainer sees or what his ideas are. Because in boxing, you have set fundamentals that every boxing gym is going to do, but then you have methods of developing those fundamentals and improving them. And you have certain things that you'll do on here, and then a lot of trainers will come up with their own ideas of how they can make a fighter do certain things better. You'll see Floyd Mayweather doing drills on here that you won't see Ricky Hatton doing. You'll see Ricky Hatton doing drills that Mayweather isn't doing, because every trainer, every fighter has their own methods of how they do it, and then everyone does.
Is that what they call their own different styles of boxing?
People have certain styles, but how you train relates to anyone.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That relates to everyone. Okay. Yeah, but that one is the longer rhythm. That one, in this gym, we use that one more so for the head movement, because it'll fly back at you. It'll fly back at you more. So you see how much wider it moves?
Yeah.
So when it flies back at you, it comes, you want to move. And in our gym, what we like to do is, if it's coming straight in and out, we do lateral. You're slipping side to side. But sometimes you'll hit the bag and it'll actually do that. See how it circles?
Yeah.
In our gym, that's a left hook. And if it does that, you weave it. And then if it goes the other way, that's a right hook. If it does that, you weave it this way. But if you hit it, pop, and it comes straight at you, you slip it. So the whole time you're here, you see how I threw the punch, it circled, I weaved up under.
Yeah.
So if it comes straight back at me, then I slip it. So what you're developing is the ability to punch and use a defensive maneuver after you punch, because when you hit the other guy, he's going to hit you right back.
Yeah, that'll be his natural reflex.